Good evening, TC, and welcome all to our weekly podcast, Terry Currans, Curran View with the Idle of Hillsborough, Mr. Terry Curran. Steady away, you caught me off guard there a bit, son. How you doing?
Well, I was having drinking tea, and I was watching a bit of football, and then I didn't want to answer it while sound was on the football TV, so that's why I cut you off guard.
Are you watching one of the games at the moment?
No, because I'm coming to bedroom.
Oh, okay.
It wants sound on, so, I haven't got the sound for it.
Right, okay. I was going to say, what game would you be watching? Because, I mean, you're going to miss the first half. You can watch the second half. But
I'll put scores on. I'll put the scores on.
Are you not? Wouldn't you watch a game live tonight?
Not tonight, no.
The scores, yeah.
Tomorrow night I'm going to watch Man City and Real Madrid.
Yeah, absolutely. Same as me. But tonight I'm watching the Yellow Wall and Borussia Dortmund. And I'm watching Dortmund for one reason. I'm a big fan of Julian Brandt, their midfield player. Well,
yeah, great player.
Yeah, what people deem as a number 10. And also I like Antoine Griezmann for Atletico Madrid. So I'm going to be watching that game. Watched a load of games over the weekend too. Magic moments, plenty again. What have you sourced for us, mate?
Well, it gets embarrassing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's brilliant,
But not only that do I think this is goal at weekend.
Yep.
A magic moment at weekend. I think it's going to be a goal at season.
Go on, what one?
Palmer's for Chelsea.
Yeah,
the nutmeg.
Yeah, and then the little flick.
And then the little bend round.
Yeah.
And we saw that many great goals this weekend again. Yeah. It's embarrassing to pick one, Gabby. It is, because when anybody tells me it's embarrassing when you're getting that many.
Beans, as you've talked about, and it's your magic moment, Cole Palmer, I do want to just stay and talk about that kid.
I said, I've never
what
picked
a
yours,
player.
I couldn't help it. It just... I was talking about it with Trevor Todd, Carlton Palmer, because he came through the youth system at Manchester City.
Yeah, did, yeah.
And he thinks he's going to be a hell of a player.
Well, whenever I've watched him, I mean, he just looks as though he's got everything. He's got touch, he's got poise, he's just got absolutely everything that you'd need. And as a midfield player, scores at an alarming rate now, equal to Erling Haaland with 20 Premier League goals and bags of assists. What was your take on the penalty? Because it was the penalty kick that gave him his fourth goal. I know what mine is because I put it up on the Curran View. I'd have dragged them both off.
Yeah.
I'd have dragged them both off there and then. Sub off.
You see, the problem with everything, Gabby, everybody's trying to get him beat easy.
Yeah.
Everybody. Mm-hmm. That's why everybody's more or less defensive.
Yeah.
But in Liverpool, I think even Poch's got to play more attacking football at Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
And they've not settled in, or he's not got the team balance right. One or the other.
Yeah.
Then you get a result like he did last night. I'm not one for pulling people off for sake of pulling them off. I'm not.
No, I'm on about the penalty with the dispute with the two boys when they got the ball and they were rowing who was going to take the penalty. Yeah, but Gallagher come in.
How many times do you see it? I know what you was on about.
Seen it a few times.
I know what you was on about.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying, people don't want to get beat.
No,
that's why the way they go defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Then we come to they know who's taking the penalty.
Yeah, of course they do.
They know who's taking the penalty, right? I mean, he's been taking them all season.
Yeah.
On top of that, he's going for an hat-trick.
Yeah. He'd already scored 3.
The boys trying to stop him taking it.
He'd already scored 3. That was his 4th goal.
Which is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I'm thinking it's his 3rd, but it's his 4th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Gabs, it's all... They know what they're doing, and they shouldn't do it because they've all got the orders, and that's
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I don't care if he'd scored 23 goals that night. He's taking the penalty, and it'd be like Cloughie, as Cloughie would say, why is he taking it? Because I told him he is. And I think that's the thing with him. I'd have loved to have seen Brian Clough with 2. Did anything ever happen like that at Forest in your days, T, where there was a couple of players arguing?
Gabby, with 15 players and only 2 of us weren't scared of him.
Yeah.
Larry Lloyd and me.
Yeah.
Right? And Larry Lloyd was so jealous of Kenny Burns, it wasn't true. Me, because he loved me, and I never got a rollicking from him.
Yeah.
So no, and if he said Frank Clark were taking that penalty, Frank Clark got that penalty.
100%.
Nobody, different era though, isn't it?
It is. Do you think there's a lack of respect for the manager? Because the manager would, without a shadow of a doubt, tell all the players who's doing what. They'd all know who's on free kicks, who's on penalties, who's doing, because that's what managers set the team up. So it's disrespect to the manager as well.
I get where you're coming from. I don't personally, I don't think it's that one little bit.
Yeah.
It's the attitude of players.
Yeah.
It's the attitude of players. Right? You've scored 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah, get me.
So I want to get my name on team sheet. I want this and I want that. You know what it's like society today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got 2 little sulk if they're not going the wrong way. You know what I mean? And that's what they've done. I mean, there's a few. We've seen a few this season where the other one has taken the penalty, snatched the ball off him, and missed it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if you snatch the ball, you've got to score. I'll tell you what I've noticed this season, more than any other season. Someone picks the ball up to go to take the penalty and then gives it to somebody else. I've seen that on a number of occasions.
They've been kidding people on, haven't they, with that?
That's what it looks as though they've been trying to do. But again, you watch all these games, he takes the bleeding penalties. What's the point? I mean, I've seen it with Liverpool, like someone will pick the ball up and then go to Mo Salah and give him, you know what he's going to do. I don't know why they bothered doing that, to be fair. But Cole Palmer, absolute must for England, 100%. If you could only take one player out of Jude Bellingham or Cole Palmer, what player would you take? I know what one I'd take.
Say that again.
If you could only take one player, right? If it was down to it and it was just, and it's hypothetical because it's not going to happen, but if you could take one player and it was out of either Cole Palmer or Jude Bellingham, what choice would you make?
Well, I'm not going to answer that type of hypothetical question. You know why?
Go on.
Because you're putting 2 different types of player.
They are, yes, I get that.
Right? So he's going to play more forward, is Palmer.
Yeah.
Bellingham is going to play a 10 role or an 8 role free role. Different type of player. If I had to take one player, I could only choose one. It would be Foden, and I love Bellingham.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But if I'm the manager, that doesn't come into equation with me. The best players go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what I've got to do, pick the best team.
Yeah, balance it up.
Right? And I'm not going to do one game because and then chop and change it. I'm going to have a look at 2 of the games.
Yeah.
Because you've only got 3.
Yep.
In the first round. Right? I'm going to get that team balanced up. Right. I'm going to get them to play for me.
Yep.
And I'm going to get them to play for themselves. And I'm going to get them to play for the country. Yep. I'm going to get them to play for their family. That's what you do. You build them up and make them believe they are the greatest thing in the World Cup. They're the greatest team in the world. Right? And we have got, there isn't such thing as an hypothetical question. Well, there is, but there isn't when you're the manager.
Yeah.
Because if you're the manager, there's nobody telling you. You can either take one or the other. So you're going to take them both. But I get where you're coming from.
Again.
Right? Now, if you just said to me, who's the strikers he's going to play? The kid at Aston Villa, he may take him. The kid at Brentford, he may take him. Well, I'm taking Palmer before I take them 2.
Got you.
And he scored an unbelievable goal against Arsenal. And I was going to pick that, the old guy. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Oh, no. I thought, it is one of my magic moments, Ollie Watkins. The ball.
You're getting like Southgate, you. The hypotheticals, picking players.
But again, I suppose where I'm coming from with the Bellingham and the Cole is that I think that Bellingham
he is getting better than him, Gabby.
I do like Bellingham. I am a fan of Bellingham, but I just think Bellingham I think there's roads that you can take, and I think Cole Palmer has had a really difficult road at getting into the City team. Then he decided, having scored 2 goals in, what was it, the Charity Shield and then the Super Cup or whatever it was, and getting man of the match in both games, left because he wanted a settled position, and he wanted his shirt every week, and so he should. So he moves to Chelsea, which aren't in the greatest of shapes. Where Bellingham went from Birmingham to Dortmund to play in a substandard league, and I think I'm correct in saying that it's not as good as the Premier League, the Bundesliga, and then he's gone to Spain, which again in that brilliant Real Madrid team. I think it's an easy route that Bellingham has taken. I'm not knocking it. I understand the route he's taken, but when I'm looking at them two players, I think Cole Palmer's route and playing consistently at that level.
Saying those two different altogether.
Yeah.
What I'm going to tell you now, if I'm the manager, Foden and Bellingham are my 2 midfield players.
Got ya.
With Rice as the only midfield player. Now I would have to look down the country because I don't watch it as much as I should do. But I'm not a manager, but I know everything about the game. Right?
Could you get Cole Palmer in on the right instead of Saka, for instance?
Well, no, because because I don't want that. I want to play Saka.
Yeah, got ya. How about instead of Grealish?
I want to play Grealish.
Yeah, same.
No, I don't want to play. I'm playing Grealish.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I love Rashford.
Yes, I know you do. Yeah.
He's not doing it.
Yeah.
Kane. Choose what he does, he gets me goals.
Yep.
Now in training, it'll show me whether Rashford, Palmer, and Kane, how they're performing in training.
Yep.
And then I make my judgment, do I play?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's what I would do on that.
We've just got so many brilliant choices. I mean, and I just look at this kid.
The hypothetical is,
would
I replace Southgate now if I could?
Oh, I would all day long.
I would, but it would have to be a Klopp or a Guardiola type of manager. What gonna?
100%. Yeah.
Because if you were going to replace somebody now, he has to be an elite manager.
Yeah, 100%. And a front foot manager as well.
It doesn't disrupt the team.
Yeah.
It makes the team want to play for that manager even more.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to be honourable to Southgate.
No, I don't know.
It's typical.
I like him. Yeah.
There's only one team can win the FA Cup. One team can win the Champions League. One team can win the League Cup. One team can win the Premier League, and vice versa in all the leagues.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of disappointed managers. But it's like when we're talking to Simon, he's on about, and I get where he's coming from. City's making football a bit boring to watch. But in City, it's the opposition. They don't want to win a game.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not just saying because you're too good, we've got to sit back and invite you on. I never get that, because I think if that's your game plan, and if you can keep them out, all right, you get a point. But if that's what you do in football, I'm sorry, I'd dock your points for that. I don't think it's clever. I think it's boring, and I do agree with Simon on that. It can get boring, but I love to watch Manchester City. They're my favourite team to watch, and I watch them all day long because Man City excite me. I'm with you, T. The others bore me. Brilliant.
Doku.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Unbelievable, wasn't he?
Listen, if you put that back on tonight when you put this off, or when you get a bit of time tomorrow, have a look at it.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Luton.
Yeah.
Right? Not because he's done terrific there at Luton.
Yeah, he has.
And they are a small club. Watch the goal. Watch how the kids played it out to him.
Yeah.
Watch what do you call it, full back, wing back, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
Watch what he does when he gets that ball. The defender, goes into his own penalty box.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, drops off. Yeah.
Then they come in to him, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Could have given a penalty away.
Yeah.
Right? And he bends it in.
Yeah.
Now you watch the great teams, whether you want to go back to Brazil in the 70s, whether you want to go to Forest, or whether you want to go to Manchester City or Barcelona, Real Madrid. As soon as that ball gets played out, to the left side of the player, in that case, Docko, go and close him down quickly.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
Not drop onto you. Now, if I'm seeing that, the manager has to see that.
Yep.
Now, what you don't do, you can't knock the kid and go ballistic with him. I would have done it in my day. I've got to try and get him to understand. He's got to go and close. If you don't understand it, then get somebody what can do that.
But I mean, the kid's like in his 20s now. He's been playing football since he's been 6 or 7. If you don't know now that he's got to close them down, he ain't never going to learn.
Here.
It's all relative, isn't it?
You know, I don't know how quick he is.
Yeah.
The first thing he's done is dropped into the penalty box.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
I don't, when you're playing against somebody, you'll test them for the pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right? You'll test them for the pace, and you know whether you can do it. Now, he's probably frightened to death of Doku's pace, and he is quick.
Yeah, he is.
Right? Not only is he quick, he's tricky. Do you know when his end product gets better and it's good? Not only will it get better, it will get better tenfold.
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
Right? So when he gets goals and makes goals, he's going to be some player. Now, going back to when you're about Palmer with 20 goals, it's incredible. He's same goals as
Marlon.
Al. Right? Now, he's left him out a few times, Alan. He's fetched him off. He's fetched him off when he scored two goals. He's fetched him when he scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
He might have scored more goals. I mean, that doesn't help him. That doesn't help him one little bit, does it?
No.
And he's going to get frustrated because he's a goal scorer.
Yeah.
And listen, I've played with enough goal scorers. I know what they're like.
Absolutely. Selfish bastards, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah.
They're more happier, and I don't mean this in a bad way.
Yeah.
They're happy if they're not happy if they get beat.
Yep.
But if they get beat and they haven't scored, they're 10 times worse than manager.
Yeah, because all they want to do is score.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them
score and they get beat.
Yeah.
They look at it. Well, I've done my job.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right. So he's got to be frustrated for Ireland.
Yeah.
But how can you knock Guardiola?
Well, you can't, because
there you go.
Again, what he does, he always has with the player. I mean, he's done it this season with Jack when he hasn't played him. He done it last season with Phil Foden. Phil come back. He done it with Aguero. He's done it with players. And if they haven't responded, he's got rid of them.
Yeah.
You know, Pep knows exactly what buttons
Who's the kid?
to
Who's
press.
the fullback who looks hell of a player? But he had a little bit of trouble with him, and I know he had a little bit of trouble because I was speaking to some people, not the ex-players, it was somebody important.
He's the Portuguese kid.
He will not have people what's going to mess around.
Yeah, no, I mean, and again...
I think that they're bigger than the manager.
And again, Pep is the manager. He picks the team.
He's the manager not to be messed with.
Absolutely. He does everything. He controls Manchester City. And there's only one gaffer there. And as you say, if you don't like it, you can lump it. This has been a tremendous opening 17 minutes. Dortmund, Atletico. Yeah, Rafinha scored. But Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, I'm going to throw one to you.
Yeah, go on.
Why is it
these
bottom teams start to win it and this time of the season? The bottom of the league.
Yeah, I mean, players in the past have said the players are cheating because they do start playing at the end of the season. Birmingham City always used to do that. We'd put tremendous runs together at the end of the season when we needed to stay up.
It's happened since I can ever remember.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that was like when I was a kid, about 5 or 6. You know, it's always been the same. I don't know is the answer.
For automatic promotion, getting beat by Shrewsbury. Peterborough's equalised against bottom at League Fleetwood.
I get why the top teams get beat. I get why the top teams get beat at times, because their arses are twitching. They're playing fair football. They don't want to get beat. They're so close.
The way now with that is that they all think that Pep Guardiola, they can chop and change the team.
Well, again,
Championship one.
Yeah, again, there is that where they do drop players and rotate their team. I don't get that. I've always been of the school of thought that you play your best 11, and then if you want to get your subs on early, do it.
Chop and change me and you, rotate me and you.
Billy Bowden's goal for Oxford against Peterborough. I mean, unbelievable. And Eze's goal for Crystal Palace
Crystal
against
Palace.
Liverpool. I mean, he's
I didn't see Hull's
what a
goal.
player. Yeah, his goal as well for Hull.
The
Cut
ball,
in and
everything.
curled it in the top corner.
And then the kid at Aston Villa, you look at it,
I thought it's a great finish by Ollie.
what's he doing? And then all of a sudden he just lifts it up.
Yeah, I thought he took. I thought you've took one touch too many, son. Oh, what a goal! He just sucked him in and just banged it, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he was totally in control
Brilliant.
there, Ollie.
That's what you expect. Lift it over him. He's pulled him in, pulled him down, lifted it over him.
Sucked him in.
Not hit the ball straight at him.
Absolutely. Sucked him in, gave him the eyes, bosh. And you could see by the smile on his face, I mean, absolutely joyous. Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, this Julian Brandt is as well. He's playing a fantastic game. I mean, Dortmund, it's end to end. I mean, they've missed a sitter. The fella Morata that used to play for Chelsea, I mean, he couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo, that one. But and Dortmund are on top. So it's a cracking game too. You at the Etihad Saturday? What a weekend you had in Manchester,
First time I've
mate.
seen Pep's teams play live.
Yeah. What was it like? Tell us about, how you got there.
Well, what it is, it's Gary Owen. I played with Gaz, and I played against him a few times.
Yeah.
And I played with him in Greece.
Yeah.
And he invited me over to the game. So me and my friend Cliff Billard went over to watch, we went over Saturday morning, spent a great day, fabulous food, before the game, half-time, after the game, looked after us all. Peter Barnes and Eric Nixon, Tommy Booth wanted to come up and speak to us, so they came over. So we had a fantastic day, and then we went up to the training complex. I know somebody in the training complex, Trevor Todd. He invited us over in there, so we went over, stayed over, and I'd look around the training complex. For somebody like Cliff, my friend, it's an incredible thing, because they're never going to get the chance to see it like that. And Trevor took us round, fantastic day. And I thanked them both, because it was a fabulous day. And that's the first time I've ever seen one of Pep's teams play live.
Was you in a kind of one of these suites that the boys? Has Gary got a suite there?
Yeah, I spoke to him, yes.
Yeah, because again, I mean, what a club, Manchester City, and even of yesteryear, and famously Gary Owen and Peter Barnes both got sold by Big Mel, didn't they? Yeah.
Why would you? Why?
I don't know.
What believed in young players? Is it because he didn't have them? He didn't bring them through. But I'm not sticking up for pair of them. For me, they were two quality players.
Yeah. I'm just, in fact, in Book Corner, we have got Peter's authorised biography, so we'll talk a little bit about that in a short while. But yeah, two real greats.
I'm just waiting for Pete to get back to, because you're going to do a podcast. I'm sure he'll do it, Gab.
I'm hoping so, and I've put in for Alan Birchinall as well. Uddy and Tony Jimenez have done one of Alan Hudson's podcasts with Birch, and it was an absolute great listen. I mean, he's in the bar in Chelsea, and they're gone, Birch, you didn't play very well today, this geezer. And he turned round and he's gone, blimey, mate, you got a big coat on there. You're a bit warm in there. He said, I have to for what I'm carrying. He'd open it, got a shooter in his pocket. But, I mean, one of the game's great characters, wasn't he, Alan Birchinall? I mean, Uddy was saying, I know why you got sold. And great little story there. And I think it's fantastic when the former players get together and they're just having a chat about the old days.
Great.
Some of the things they got up to.
That's the thing about when you get older, you start to reminisce about things.
Yeah.
And you laugh at them and you think, at the time we got right bollockings for that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Gabby, I watched him do that.
Yeah.
If I did that in training, I got bollockings for nutmegging somebody. And yet we scored, from it. We scored from it.
Yeah. I mean, in that game last night, I lost count of how many times an Everton player got nutmegged. I've never seen players be megged as much as that game last night.
I went up to Janet.
Yeah.
And I came back down and I didn't feel well. I got vertigo again.
Yeah.
Next thing, I said to her, Tom, just get me quilt off at bed. And I fell asleep on settee. I woke up at 12:05. I went for a wee, got back down, and then just laid on settee again and woke up at 5:30. I still felt a little bit funny when I woke up, but as days gone on, I've started to feel a lot better. That's why I said to you, it's not a problem. But when I get that vertigo, I have to go and lay down.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not I've never had it,
2 hours neither. It's
yeah.
I have to lay down until next morning.
Yeah, it's nasty, and it's a room spinner and that.
But so yeah, you start to reminisce.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at the Gaz because he said about argue. I said, Gaz, you play with me. Did you ever see me argue with him? A bit different that the arguing over here. But I didn't argue him like people think I did.
Yeah.
If Jack got onto you, I said, Jack, get off his back.
Yeah.
There's 32,000 people getting onto him.
Mm.
Lift him up.
Yeah.
You know, and I would turn around and just say, TC, come on, get your head up. We need you. You know, we believe in you. We believe in you.
Mm.
You know, but it's... And yet you see the Continentals do things and try things. Nobody says, oh, but if an English or a British player does it, they get bollocked.
Mm. But again, it's part of their game, isn't it? To play with flair. You try things, it don't come off, it don't come off.
But Gab, the only reason why we don't do it is because of what I'm telling you.
Absolutely,
I know I play for the football club.
Yeah. You're told not to. Yeah. And given a bollocking when you do. And if you do that again, you ain't going to start. But again, listen, it's the mentality,
they're not bollocking. You don't say get a bollocking. This might seem a bit thing. You ought to be in a dressing room with some of them abuse, because that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was abuse.
Yeah.
Unless you were strong enough and powerful to overcome that, it could destroy you. I've seen it destroy players.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But celebrating when you go back, we've talked about that on a number of occasions on the podcast, where players score a goal and they don't celebrate. Unai Emery didn't do that when he went back to Arsenal. He was jumping up and down. I mean, it was a fantastic result. But again, when a team or a club has got rid of you, sacked you, told you don't want you anymore, and show you the door, when you go back, you want to try so much more. And if you're the manager, you line up your team and you're hoping and praying you get that result. And when them goals went in, Unai Emery went absolutely balmy, and rightly so. Shearer did mention it on Match of the Day, because he said, I don't get all this bullshit with not celebrating against your old club. You've left them now. You're playing for another team. That's what your job is. You're a professional.
I don't think I've never played against Sheffield Wednesday.
Really?
No.
Blimey.
Never played. If I'd have scored, well, I'd have made some excuse not to play.
Yeah, Robert Hopkins said that actually.
I'd have made some excuse not to play.
Yeah, Robert Hopkins said that when he played against Birmingham City.
When they come to play at Everton.
Yeah. But again, with
when
that...
When they played up at Goodison, I was genuinely injured.
Yeah. But with that, you're a genuine fan.
Excuse not to play.
Yeah.
And that's not me. I've never done that.
No, I know. But again, it's different when you're a fan of a club like yourself and like others.
I mean, there's being a fan and being a real fan. You don't have to be a real fan to go to every game.
Yeah.
But when you don't want your team to get beat at all.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a real fan no more. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. Mind you, what a great result that was, Birmingham against Coventry. And that pass from Tyler Roberts for Jay Stansfield's goal. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. One of them, like, disguised passes, if you like. But, again, a great result for Birmingham.
His dad, manager of Birmingham, Rowett, is from my next village up, where Cyril Knowles and Pete Knowles is from.
Who's that?
Rowett. His dad. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
He's got cousins and all that round here.
Because he was born in Bromsgrove, wasn't he, Gary Rowett?
Well, I think his dad were into army.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
His dad wasn't army.
Yeah, got ya.
And he went, right, but he's from here. He's from guarantee where he's from.
Oh, okay.
Definitely from Fitzwilliam.
Oh, right, okay.
So.
Yeah, and
I don't know where he's living now. his dad.
Well, I know, as I say, I know where Gary's living. Probably living somewhere in Smallheath. Although he won't live in Smallheath, he'll be living in the nice posh parts of Solihull, no doubt. Having said that, T, he's only here for a short while until Tony Mowbray gets well. So maybe he's staying in a hotel, one of the plush hotels in.
And to listen to the rest of this podcast, head on over to www.patreon.com/SRBmedia. Thank you.